The big three: Djokovic, Nadal and Federer. Between them, they have won 80% of every Grand Slam since 2003. Utter dominance. But age comes for us all, even Djokovic, though he has shown no desire to stop and looking fitter than ever in 2023, will eventually fade. As an athlete, even a once-in-a-generation talent rarely lasts at the top beyond 42 years old. For the current world number one, 35-year-old Djokovic, that will be the year 2030, if injury doesn't claim him before then. Federer has retired to a knee injury at 41 years old, and the 36-year-old Nadal is constantly fighting injury, be it his feet, wrist, scaphoid, intercostal muscles, knee, ankle, or most recently his hip. He is claimed to be an athlete living with an injury, so one wonders how much longer Rafa will last. The promising youngsters of the next generation group, born from 1996 to 1998, showed potential, competing with the big three. Medvedev, Zverev, Tsitsipas, Ruud, Rublev, Coric and Berrettini have failed to dethrone the kings of tennis, with varying levels of muted success. Medvedev took a slam, and between them they have captured many Masters tournaments and a few year-end finals. But the biggest trophies have largely eluded them. So to see the future of the sport, we have to look at the youngest stars around displaying special talent. A new generation has already surpassed the 96-98 generation. An athlete typically hits their peak at around 27 years old. And this 2001 to 2003 generation will be at that age by the time Djokovic will likely have retired. Curiously, in this generation, three are already shining brightly. Could this be our new all-conquering big three? The first is our biggest success so far. Carlos Alcaraz, still just 19 years old, has already been world number one. He's a Grand Slam champion, taking the 2022 US Open in emphatic style, crushing Casper Ruud in the final. He's also captured the Miami Masters and the Madrid Masters. Alcaraz was often referred to as Baby Nadal earlier in his career, so he may be an apt replacement for Rafa. In common with his compatriot, he has a big forehand, intense physicality and speed, also sharing a relatively weaker serve with Nadal. However, Carlos has compared his own style to that of Roger Federer's. With his will to play aggressively, he also shares a deft touch, often employing trickery and surprise drop shots. In common with all the big three, he displays a strong mentality and good sportsmanship. He's coached by former world number one and 2003 French Open champion Juan Carlos Ferrero. Alcaraz is already one of the best players in the world as world number two, and he may end up winning in spite of Nadal and Djokovic, showing proficiency on clay and hard courts alike. Jannik Sinner. Jannik Sinner is the oldest of our new big three at 21, and took an unusual route into pro tennis, starting as a skier, but choosing tennis at the late age of 13. He doesn't have a big title to his name yet, but holds 7 smaller ones. Sinner has only made the quarter-finals of all 4 Grand Slams. However, he improves with each year. He played the 2022 US Open champion, Carlos Alcaraz, closer than anyone else, in a memorable 5-setter. He beat Alcaraz at Wimbledon earlier in the year. Comparisons can be easily drawn between Sinner and Federer. Sinner is a huge hitter, with a calm and determined demeanour. He's aggressive and focused on the court. Sinner also shares in common with Nadal an ability to generate massive topspin on both wings. And finally, the Italian shares great movement with Djokovic, as well as a big backhand. He's coached by Simone Vagnozzi and Darren Cahill. The latter coached former world number ones and multiple Grand Slam champions Leighton Hewitt and Andre Agassi. Jannik is good on both clay and hard courts. He still needs to make a push to the very top of the game, but has time. He sits at the number 13 spot in the rankings, having reached number 9 previously. But a big result surely awaits Sinner. Holger Rune. 19-year-old Rune appeared most recently of our new three, first making his mark in 2021. Nearly knocking the world number one Novak Djokovic out of the US Open in the first round of his first Grand Slam, but cramping up to lose in 4 sets. Since then, he's built on his game massively, reaching the quarter-final of only his third ever Grand Slam appearance at the 2022 French Open. Then, later in the year, he beat Novak Djokovic to claim the Paris Masters trophy. Rune seems to idolise and follow in the footsteps of Djokovic himself, regularly working on his flexibility like the Serb. He shares a fantastic return of serve, great backhand, and fearless confidence with Novak. Rune displays some similarities with Federer too, hitting powerful flat strokes, but with no reluctance to mix in a creative variety of shots. Holger is strong on both clay and hard courts, but has been weak on grass. His coaches are childhood coach Lars Christiansen and legend Patrick Mouratoglou, who has coached many great players in the past, including Marcus Baghdatis, Grigor Dimitrov, Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova, Stefanos Tsitsipas, and most notably, 23-time Grand Slam champion Serena Williams. The young Dane is world number 10, having just cracked the top 10 at the end of last year. He already looks to be taking the fight to the best in the game, just needing some more consistency in 2023. The big three had numerous encounters in their careers. Djokovic and Nadal have played 59 times. Let's look at our new threes meetings. Alcaraz and Sinner have met 4 times, taking 2 wins apiece. Alcaraz won their first match in straight sets at the Paris Masters on hard courts. Their next match came at Wimbledon on grass court. Sinner took the win in 4. The Italian also won their third meeting, which is their only clay court match, the UMAG 250 final. Sinner took the title in a deciding third set, and their most recent meeting was a quarter-final of the US Open. It was arguably the match of the year and could have gone either way. Alcaraz won in 5 sets and went on to take the title. Twice have Alcaraz and Rune battled on court, with 1 victory each. Their first meeting was fittingly at the Next Gen Finals. Alcaraz won in straight sets on the hard courts. The next meeting occurred in the Paris Masters. Rune took the victory in straight sets and went on to win the title against Djokovic in the final, after the Spaniard had retired from the match at the end of the second set. In only 1 match have Rune and Sinner met, and it was Rune who took the win in the Sofia semi-final when Sinner pulled out of the match. We can surely expect more meetings in future years between these 3, as their rivalries only intensify. All 3 are tireless hard workers with the potential to inherit the mantle established by the big 3. Of course, such dominance is a rare thing to replicate, so we should expect other names to sneak in success in the meantime. Some other promising young players include Lorenzo Musetti, marked by Murray as a potential coaching prospect. Sebastian Korda, son of Peter and known for his great backhand. He made the quarter-final at this year's Australian Open. Alejandro Davidovich Fokina, a strong clay player with great agility, known for falling over in almost every match. He made a final at the Monte Carlo Masters. Ben Shelton, a powerful lefty with a big serve, who made the Australian Open quarter-final. Yizi Lehechka, who made the quarter-final at the Australian Open. Jenson Brooksby, an unorthodox counterpuncher who's been praised by Murray. Jack Draper, powerful lefty and the hope of British tennis. Wu Yibing, a Chinese talent with a huge forehand and the Dallas Open champion. Hugo Gaston, known for his creative variety, who first showed form at the 2021 Paris Masters with a quarter-final. And Dominic Stricker, another powerful lefty who crushed his group stage at the Next Gen Finals. Many of these names may make up the top 10 at the end of the decade, with our new 3 at the top. Only time will tell, but for now there's plenty to get excited about in the men's game, and we should pay close attention to these 3 men's careers. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you liked it, leave a comment if you have feedback, and subscribe to see more and get to know tennis.